Alright, so we're here for the third match. We have won the die roll, and this hand is not good. Ugh. This hand can beat a lot of slow starts. Like, we're still playing, so our turn 1 creature is going to be above curve, and then our turn 2 creature will be on curve. So usually, like 3 power 2 drops aren't really what the world is playing right now, and you can usually kind of sneak in damage and you gain an edge by playing creatures that are above curve, such as a 3 power 2 drop. But we're not going to be able to do that here, so we're simply just going to have to, a 2 power 2 drop is very mediocre, which is what we just ended up playing. Interestingly enough, though, we do have a lot of gas in our hand. So that could become good in late game, possibly. If we draw a land, we really want it to be 2 lands in succession so that we can play Firefist Striker into Chandra's Phoenix. There is the Striker. There's no need to give up information pre-combat. No, there are no sweepers I'm afraid of. Drown in Sorrow actually is something, but he'd have to play an untapped Swamp, which in a 3-color deck he's probably not doing. My guess is this is just some kind of like Esper, or not Esper, Junk Elspeth deck, but not entirely sure. Alright, so that land definitely signaled Anger of the Gods. Or not Anger of the Gods, Drown in Sorrow. But it wasn't there. That may mean Hero's Downfall, so are we just going to... Alright, I mean, he didn't play Drown in Sorrow, so I think we're just going for it, because even if he does have it, we can still theoretically do 8 to him here, and then just beat him with Phoenix into Magma Jet, or land, activate Mutavault, attack Magma Jet, so we are in pretty good shape. Again, my guess is that this is just like a Hero's Downfall, and he's just ready to take 6, go to 6. Yeah. So now he's certainly dead. Courser of Kruphix does not change that, although it could put him at a slightly higher life total, I presume, or suppose, or something like that. This could definitely put him at a slightly higher life total. Alright, so he's going to go to 7. Does land kill him? Alright, so what does this do? This means we're just bring the beats. So he's going to eat a creature, but we're going to get him 2 extra points of damage. So Phoenixes and Magma Jet should get there. Alright, yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's obviously the correct block, just because it deals damage to me. Even if he taps out for Blood Baron, we still win, so I'm pretty sure we have the game locked up. Although this matchup is definitely going to be difficult once we are on the draw. Especially if he has any faster draw with, Scavenging Oozes or Sylvan Caryatids. Alright, so we got the concession, and we're playing against Junk. Searing Blood's not good. Active Treason, however, is very good. So I think that's a clean switch, and we'll be on to game 2. Alright, so this hand is pretty much what we dream of. I have 2 draw steps to draw another 2-drop, because, I don't actually know what to do here. I guess it's Foundry Denizen into Burning Tree Emissary, Goharsh Channelwalker, into Rakdos Cackler, Fire Drinker Satyr. Oh gosh. This just got crazy. Yep. So he's either going to 16 or blocking, and he's obviously going to 16. Once again, Drown in Sorrow is super good. Also, Bioblight happens to be fantastic right now. If he drowned in sorrows, we're probably dead. I mean, it's very difficult to recover from a 4 for 1, especially since you would still have a Caryatid. But Bioblade, we can probably just power through here. Alright, so that's a little tricky to beat, especially revealing Lifebane Zombie. Ooh. Now revealing Advent of the Worm. So we're going to want to... Okay. So if we steal... Okay, so if we play... Alright, this is super tricky. Sorry, guys. So we have 8 on board. So if we steal Courser, then we have 10 and we put him to 7. We can also just play 2 1-drops and still be just out-maneuvering or out-racing him here. Because he'll, like, block 1 creature, probably the Gorehouse Chainwalker. And then we will still get in 7 damage, he'll go to 10. And then we know he'll have Advent of the Worm up. But we could, like, steal Courser and maybe get in. Not exactly sure. Or maybe he's like Blood Baron, needs a land for Blood Baron, and then we can definitely win the game. Once again, this is like super tricky on the draw, but like we did it game 1, so we might as well be able to do it here. We also just had the nut draw. Like our draw was so good, and this game is still very close, which just shows how powerful Caryatid, Courser, and then anything is. So, you know. Alright. So the question is, what was the reason for that? Ooh, that draw is super good. I mean, a wise man once told me, attack with everything. Even if I'm getting, like, silenced here. I mean, this is definitely Advent. And then let 6 damage through or whatever. He can also very easily arrange it so he doesn't trade with anything. My guess is I'm just going to take that worm next turn and kill him with it. But I'm not entirely sure. I could also just like draw Lightning Strike. Or Searing Blood, actually. Because like the Courser's going to have to block something is my guess. So. Here's Downfall is incredibly reasonable. So he's still 1 land shy of double Silence the Believers. Oh, baby. No, I think we just go for it. If he wants to kill his own worm in response, it's fair. I mean, that works for me. He would have to have double Hero's Downfall. He would have to Hero's Downfall. No. So he could put his Courser in front of the worm, take 1, double Downfall, block an Emissary, take another one, go to 2. Seems reasonable. Move Chandra's Phoenix next turn, but that's gonna get taken out by a removal spell. Again, hoping he taps out for something like Blood Baron. Obzdot would be bad because that like directly impacts the board that turn, but like Blood Baron or Elspeth wouldn't be bad for him to tap out for. Courser, kill his own worm. Yeah, so, I mean, it's very difficult slogging through this Caryatid Courser. You really do have to just have the nuts, which we luckily have here. So there's no way he can block in which he doesn't have to kill his own worm or sacrifice his Courser, and both are not particularly good for him. My guess is he has the land in hand and wants to double Silence. That's my guess, of course. Like, yeah, but don't believe that's going to be able to happen. I believe he's just going to have to kill the worm. Okay, so he's going to kill the Burning Tree Emissary. And what's he going to do to not die to this Advent of the Worm? Abrupt Decay is Advent of the Worm token, taking 1. Alright, well, that was pretty good for him. So he may just be turning the corner here. He may just be turning the corner. I have to imagine that it is not advantageous to attack with everything. We know his hand is Hero's Downfall. Yep, and now we know his hand is Abrupt Decay. Gosh, this is ridiculous. Alright, well, can't do anything about that. We really need to draw a removal spell of some sort. Drown in Sorrow. Gosh. Yeah, we need to draw that removal spell ASAP. So he has Abrupt Decay. Hero's Downfall in hand. Maybe he'll go to 2. You don't know. That was actually pretty sweet for us. The reason that was sweet is because now he can go to 4, but we're just 2 burn spells away. Searing Blood not counting in this situation. Alright, so just gonna Drown in Sorrow. Do we kill the Courser? I don't believe so. I think we're just still on the burn spell plan. Like, that may just be the best plan. We know his hand is Abrupt Decay Hero's Downfall. And that's not really going to help. Burn spell. No burn spell. Alright. It's going to have to do something about that. I guess, like, we could have left another Chandra's Phoenix on top and just assume that we could race him drawing good things. But, you know, we really need to draw a burn spell right now. This is burn spell or bust. Oh! And Searing Blood just didn't do it, but we didn't have him in our deck, so I guess that works. Alright. So that'll be about it from me with this mono red deck. Ran through a few of its takes, I guess, and I really liked it. I now see why people don't run into start Skull Cleaver. It's not the greatest. I'm not exactly sure what other 1-drops you could run, like Nyxborn Relic or something I could see seeing play, especially if Supreme Verdict decks pick up. In the meantime, though, I'm a fan of the red-white burn deck, like more of the mono-red aggro deck. If you're trying to play like a mono-red aggro deck, I think burn is the way to go. You could also play mono-white, like that deck is pretty strong. You saw it today, just like 16 1-drops, jam a bunch of Precinct Captains, some Mutavaults, and try to get there. So I mean, those are pretty much my thoughts on the deck. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time.